Hello, welcome, so very welcome, to this moment that is just yours. Before we talk about anything, I want to invite you to simply breathe with me. Inhale gently, very slowly. Hold it for a brief moment, and exhale calmly, as if you were releasing not just the air, but also the restless thoughts, the pressures of the day, the expectations weighing on your shoulders. One more time. Inhale. Feel the air entering, filling your lungs with lightness. And exhale. Gently. Well done. You are here. And now, nothing else matters in this moment but you, the sound of my voice, and this safe space we are creating together. Today, I want to guide you on a gentle and peaceful journey where we will explore, without haste, the meaning of a concept that might seem complex at first glance. Have you ever heard of a market economy? Perhaps this term sounds distant, technical, even cold. But I promise you, on this journey it will transform into something warm, understandable, and deeply connected to your everyday life. Because yes, the economy is everywhere. It's in the cup of coffee you chose to buy this morning. It's in the way you decide to save or spend your money. It's in your dreams for the future, that house you desire, that trip you imagine, that lifestyle you build little by little with care and effort. But before we dive into that, I want you to give yourself permission to slow down. Close your eyes if you'd like. Imagine a gentle breeze caressing your face. Picture yourself lying down in a hammock under the shade of a serene tree. Nothing else exists but calm. We are here to learn. Yes, but we will learn with kindness, without haste, without pressure, without judgment. You don't need to know anything before we begin. Here, you are not being judged, only embraced. This is a space of rest and discovery. Breathe one more time, deeply, and release. Now, yes, we are ready. A market economy is like a great fabric, an invisible embroidery that connects every choice, every exchange, every desire, and every opportunity. But let's unravel this fabric slowly, thread by thread, to understand how it's made and what it has to teach us. Throughout our journey, we will talk about simple decisions, like choosing between two products, about the value of things, how they are created and exchanged, about freedom, about choices, and about the small gears that move the world we live in. We will discover that the economy is not just about money. It's about people. It's about relationships. It's about stories. And perhaps it's also about finding balance between what we want and what is possible. Feel this idea floating within you, like a light leaf dancing in the wind, in no hurry to land. You're about to understand what a market economy is. But more than that, you are about to realize how this concept, so often talked about, can be felt, lived, and even transformed when understood with the heart. Now, breathe with me one more time and allow yourself to continue. In the next chapter, we will begin to understand, step by step, this invisible world that surrounds us every day. And I will be here with you, always whispering softly by your side. Now that you are calmer, let's take the first step. Together, imagine we are walking through an open field. At dusk, the sky is painted with shades of gold and soft blue. You feel the soft grass under your feet. The air is fresh, and everything around you seems to breathe in harmony. This is the setting where our financial journey begins, because talking about the economy doesn't need to be confusing or exhausting. Today, we will talk about a very important concept called the market economy. But before we understand what it means, I invite you to look at something very simple. Think about your day today. You woke up, maybe you had a coffee, chose what to wear, went to work, studied, shopped, made decisions. All these actions, even the smallest ones, are part of something bigger. Have you ever wondered why there are so many product options at the supermarket? Or why some are more expensive than others? Or even why certain professions pay more? These questions are part of what the economy tries to answer, but not with formulas, but with understanding. The market economy is a system where people, businesses, and even you make decisions that move the world. Imagine the economy as a great river, and in this river, every choice you make, every purchase, every exchange is a drop of water that contributes to the current. Now breathe with me, slowly. Think about the last time you bought something you really wanted. Maybe it was a book, a piece of clothing, or a special lunch. You made a choice. You exchanged something you had, your money, for something you wanted. This exchange is the heart of a market economy. In this system, it's people who decide what they will produce, what they will buy, and what they will offer to others. It's not a government that controls everything. It's as if the market itself breathes, feels, and moves according to people's desires and needs. But that doesn't mean chaos. On the contrary, there is a gentle order behind it all. When many people want something, the price goes up. When no one wants it, the price goes down. And so, the market adjusts almost organically. Do you see? It's like a dance. A silent choreography among millions of people, all interacting with each other without even realizing it. Now imagine an open-air market. You walk among the stalls. There are smells in the air, vibrant colors, sounds of conversations. Each vendor decided what to bring to sell: fruits, cheeses, breads, and each customer chooses what to take. This freedom of choice on both sides is one of the pillars of the market economy. The vendors want to offer the best they can. The buyers want what makes the most sense for them. And so, a balance emerges. Of course, sometimes this balance may waver, but even so, the foundation remains the same. Freedom to choose, to try, to create, to consume, but always with responsibility. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine you're observing a city from above. The lights are on, the cars are moving, the shops are opening their doors, people coming and going, each with their own story, their own dreams, and yet all connected. This is the essence of the market economy. It is made by you and by me. It's not a distant idea. It lives in the bread you chose to eat, in the phone you're holding, in the chair you're sitting on. Everything around you is the result of exchanges, decisions, and choices. It's beautiful to think this way, isn't it? Now that you've begun to feel what this economy surrounding us is, let's continue slowly. Because in the next chapter, we will discover how this great invisible mechanism directly affects our lives. At the supermarket, at work, and even in our dreams for the future. But for now, stay in this state of lightness, of discovery, because you are learning something very important in a gentle way and true. And I am here with you, step by step, whisper by whisper. Now breathe one more time, and when you're ready, we can continue. Imagine now that we are walking together down a quiet street at sunrise. The shops are just opening their doors. Some windows still have mist on the glass. The aroma of freshly baked bread floats in the air. Everything feels so serene, but at the same time, every detail of this scene is connected to something bigger. Yes, all of this has to do with the economy and with the choices we make every day. The market economy, though it may seem distant, lives here in this very moment. It's in the supermarket shelves, in the prices of food, in the salary you earn for your work, in the clothes you wear, in the electricity bill you pay, in every gesture of our daily lives. It reveals itself. Let's imagine you've entered a small market. You look at the prices, compare brands, choose something more affordable today, or maybe allow yourself to buy something special. That choice, yours, shapes what will be offered tomorrow. If many people buy that whole grain bread, the baker will notice and may decide to produce more. But if no one buys that fruit juice, it might disappear from the shelves. It's as if the market listens attentively to what you say with your decisions, with calm and wisdom. Now think about your work. You exchange your time, your energy, your dedication for something called a salary. That salary, in turn, transforms into decisions. You use it to live, to take care of yourself, to gift someone you love, or to fulfill small dreams. But what determines the value of your work? The market economy helps us understand this too. It looks at supply and demand. If many people know how to do a certain task, the value may be lower. But if few master a skill, the value increases. Not because one person is worth more than another, but because the market responds to scarcity and to need, like an invisible scale, trying to find balance. And this reflects in other areas of life. For example, why do prices change? Why is gasoline more expensive today? Or tomatoes cheaper? Everything is interconnected. If there's a drought, food becomes scarcer. If transportation becomes more expensive, that affects prices too. And the market feels all of this. If it had nerves, sensations, it notices when something is lacking or when there's an excess, and it responds silently, adjusting prices, redirecting products, encouraging behaviors. But what about you? How does this affect your daily life? The answer is simple. It affects your decision to cook at home or eat out. It affects your desire to save a little for the future. It even affects the way you dream. Yes, because when we understand how the world works, gently, we can make choices with more awareness and with more calm. Now, imagine you're at home. You decide to buy something online. You compare prices, read reviews, and then choose. This freedom of choice is the soul of the market economy, and at the same time, your choice changes what will be produced tomorrow. It's beautiful to think that we are all small artists painting the picture of the economy together. Each click, each choice, each purchase shapes what will come. But this also invites responsibility. Do we need everything we buy? Are we mindful of the choices we make? Are we following our true needs or being carried away by impulses? The economy affects us, but we also affect the economy. It's a delicate exchange, a silent conversation, and by understanding this, we feel we have a little more control, even over things that seem out of our reach. Now imagine you're preparing dinner. You chose ingredients with care, put on some soft music, maybe lit a candle, and you realize that, as simple as it seems, this moment also involves the economy. You chose wisely, with calm, with presence, and that is a form of wealth, because understanding the economy isn't just about knowing prices, it's about knowing choices. It's about realizing everything is connected, and that, even in a vast world, you have an important role. And every day, you can make more conscious choices, more gentle, more aligned with who you are and who you want to become. Now, breathe deeply. Feel how light it is to know that, despite the complexity of the world, the market economy, at its core, is simple. It's made of people like me, like you. Let's continue together. In the next chapter, I'll share gentle strategies that can help you feel calmer, more in control, even when everything seems uncertain. But for now, stay present and feel the softness of understanding that everything, absolutely everything, is connected. Imagine now you're in a quiet, safe place where you can breathe deeply. Everything is calm around you, and you have time to think clearly. You've already understood that the world around you works like a great organism in constant motion, and that your choices are part of this flow. Now, let's talk about what you can do. With this new understanding, we don't need to master technical terms or understand charts or complicated news, but we can gently adopt small attitudes, simple, kind, that help us live better within the market economy. The first attitude is awakening attention. Observe with care, without judgment. Have you ever noticed your own consumption habits? Maybe buying something without thinking much, or following a sale just because it seemed unmissable. That happens to all of us. But when we breathe deeply and look with more awareness, we start to notice patterns. Maybe there are expenses that don't bring joy, or maybe you realize that with less, you live better. In the market economy, there's a constant stimulus to buy, to consume. It's like a river, inviting us to dive in all the time. But you can, if you want, choose the shore. Sit calmly and think, is this necessary now? Does this bring peace, or just fleeting excitement? This pause, this moment between impulse and decision, is a gesture of freedom. The second attitude is cultivating discernment. Look around you with tenderness. How many things have you bought that you no longer use? How many times was your desire shaped by something external and not internal? In the market economy, producers offer, but you decide what to accept. You are more than a consumer. You are a conscious being, capable of choosing based on what is true for you. You don't need to have everything. You can have what truly matters. The third attitude is caring for what you own. In a system of exchanges, everything has value, but the real value isn't in the price. It's in the utility, in the permanence, in the intention behind the choice. Caring for what you have is a form of gratitude. It's a way of saying to the universe, I respect this resource. And when we respect resources, they multiply. Maybe not in quantity, but in meaning, in peace, in lightness. The fourth attitude is gentle planning. It's not about living in fear of the future, but about planting seeds with care. You can start by noting what comes in, what goes out, without rigidity, without self-criticism, just with awareness. Maybe you'll notice you can save a little or reprioritize. The market economy favors those who observe, who organize, and you don't need to do this perfectly, just consistently and with love. The fifth attitude is cultivating simplicity. Sometimes more isn't better. In nature, balance is more important than excess. In your financial life, it can be the same. When you choose less, but with more presence, you save energy, money, and feel more tranquility. Simplicity is a form of wealth. And the sixth attitude is sharing. Yes, even in a system that values competition, you can choose collaboration, fair exchange, mutual support. You can buy from small producers, help those who are starting, or even donate what you no longer use. Because a healthy economy isn't just made of numbers, but of human relationships, with care, with empathy, and finally, the seventh attitude is to remember every day that you have a choice, even in a complex system. You are an active part, and your actions, however small they seem, have value, have impact, have meaning. You can choose what you consume, how you consume, and with what purpose. This awareness is liberating. Now, close your eyes for a moment and imagine your financial life as a garden. You don't need to plant everything at once. Just choose one seed and care for it with patience, with lightness, and it will grow. It will bloom in its own time. The market economy is the soil, but you are the gardener, and what grows depends on what you cultivate. Let's continue together, and in the next chapter, we'll talk about something even deeper, your own mindset, and how it can transform not only your finances, but the way you relate to the world. Stay with me, feel light and open space within you for tranquility and for wisdom. Close your eyes and just breathe slowly. Imagine each inhalation clearing your mind and each exhalation releasing any weight, any tension. You are safe here. Nothing needs to be resolved now. This is a moment just for you. We are walking together toward a new understanding, a new perspective on money, and above all, on how you feel when dealing with it. When we think about money, it's common for intense feelings to arise, worries, pressures, comparisons. But what if money wasn't an enemy? What if it was just a tool, an energy that we can embrace with gentleness, without fear, without guilt, without excess? Imagine now that your mind is like a clear sky, and thoughts about money are passing clouds. Some are dark, heavy with fear. Others are light, filled with dreams. You can observe them without holding on, without fighting, without needing to understand everything at once. You don't need to have all the answers now. Change begins with how you feel, and how you feel can be transformed with kindness. Many people grew up hearing that money is a problem, or that having money is wrong, or that lack is a constant. But those ideas are just seeds planted, and you can choose which ones to water. You can trade scarcity for serenity. You can trade fear for confidence. You can cultivate thoughts that embrace money as something natural, healthy, balanced. Breathe deeply and repeat mentally, I am learning to live in peace with money. I allow tranquility to guide my financial choices. I deserve to live with balance and clarity. Now, imagine that every negative thought about finances dissolves into a soft mist, and in its place, a new thought grows. A thought that says, it's okay. I can start slowly. I am capable. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. Each person has their own rhythm. Each path is unique. Financial tranquility isn't about how much you have, but about how you feel with what you have. It's not about reaching a number, but about finding lightness in your decisions. You can say no without guilt. You can say yes with awareness. You can plan without rigidity. You can care for what's yours with gratitude. And more than that, you can forgive yourself for past mistakes, for impulsive choices, for purchases made on a whim, for debts that seemed unavoidable. All of this is part of your story, but it doesn't define who you are. You can, in this very moment, choose a new chapter, a new energy, a new relationship with money. Remember, you don't need to know everything or do everything right. You just need to be present, breathe, observe, and move forward with calm. Because clarity doesn't come from pressure. It comes from presence. When you allow yourself to pause, listen, feel, the answers come. Decisions become easier, and money stops being a burden and becomes just another part of your life, like the food you choose, or the time you dedicate to people, or the words you speak. All of this is energy in motion, and money is too. If it flows with calm, with intention, it can bring balance. Now, visualize your life with more clarity. You wake up in the morning without fear of checking your balance, without guilt when making a special coffee, without anxiety when talking about bills. You look at your financial life and feel peace. You know where you are, and know gently where you want to go. You don't need to run. You just need to walk with awareness, with kindness, and with confidence. Repeat mentally, if you'd like, my relationship with money is becoming calmer. I embrace money with lightness and wisdom. Peace is present in every financial choice I make. Breathe one more time and just feel you are on the right path. And in the next step of this journey, we'll enter an even more special space, a place within your imagination, a symbolic garden where everything is possible, where financial security transforms into a landscape of peace, a space for you to visualize, to dream, to create. Come with me. Let's walk through this garden. Together, close your eyes slowly. Breathe deeply one more time and release. Feel the air entering like a gentle breeze touching your skin and leaving, taking away any heavy thoughts. In this moment, you're about to walk through a safe place created just by you, a place that exists within your mind but feels so real. Imagine yourself in a peaceful field. The sky has a comforting hue, not too bright, not too dark, just perfect. Before you, there is a path made of soft earth, and small flowers grow along the edges. Each step is light, and each step leads you to a garden, a very special garden. This is the garden of financial calm, a space that represents your relationship with money, but not as a number, but as a feeling. You enter this garden with an open heart, without judgment, just with curiosity and a gentle desire to understand. Right at the entrance, you see a large tree with deep roots. It represents your current knowledge, everything you've already learned, everything you've already lived. Maybe some leaves are falling, maybe others are sprouting. It's all okay. This tree is alive, growing with you. You approach and touch the trunk and feel firmness, as if it's saying you have something to lean on. Next to the tree, there's a wooden bench. You sit and breathe. Around you, you hear the sound of small birds, leaves rustling, and a gentle stream in the background. This sound seems to clear your mind, as if each drop of water carries away a worry. Now, before you, 3 paths appear. The first leads to a small fountain, where each coin tossed represents a wish for prosperity with lightness. You approach, choose a small, shiny stone, and toss it into the water. As you do this, imagine you're tossing a new thought, a thought like, I can have a calm, financial life. I am capable of caring for my resources. I deserve peace when dealing with money. The fountain glows softly, and you feel a wave of tranquility washing over your body. You then walk to the second path. It leads you to a glass greenhouse. Inside, delicate plants are being cared for with love. Each one represents a healthy financial habit. Some are just starting to sprout. Others have already bloomed. You walk among them and realize you can water whichever you want. You choose the plant of conscious spending control, or maybe the plant of emergency savings, or even the one of financial self-awareness. It doesn't matter which you choose. Each drop of water you offer is a gentle action toward a lighter life. You don't need to water them all today. Just being here already transforms everything. And now, you follow the third path. It leads you to a small, mirrored lake. The water is so calm. It reflects your face with clarity. You kneel and look at yourself, but not with demands. or criticism, you see yourself with compassion, with pride for having come this far, for choosing to understand, choosing to feel, choosing to grow. You place your hand in the water, and a gentle ripple forms, as if saying, the future can be shaped with lightness. You then lie on the grass, look at the sky of your garden, and just breathe. You feel that everything is in its right time. Nothing needs to be rushed. Nothing needs to be perfect. Money here is just part of the scenery. It doesn't control your garden. It doesn't dictate your emotions. It's there, like a seed, and you decide how you want to care for it. Now, imagine a golden light approaching. It descends gently from the sky and touches your chest, warming, calming, balancing. This light represents awareness, choice, possibility. You breathe and allow this light to stay with you, even when the garden fades from your mind, even when you open your eyes again, because this place can always be accessed. It will always be here, within you. Close this moment with a simple thought and powerful. I am capable of building a light and conscious relationship with money. And now, with a warmed heart and a peaceful mind, we move to the next stage, where small stories will bring great reflections, stories that touch the heart and teach effortlessly. The house that grew with time. Get comfortable, close your eyes, and let your mind float gently. You're about to hear a story, simple but full of meaning. A story that perhaps speaks a little about you. In a distant village, in a valley surrounded by mountains and calm rivers, lived a woman named Lena. Lena was known for her tranquility and for living in a house that, curiously, grew with time. In the beginning, the house was small, just one room, with a roof made of woven leaves and mud walls. But there was something different about that house. It grew, not in a rush, but with consistency. The people in the village were curious. How could that house grow without grand constructions, without noise, without haste, without fanfare? Lena smiled and said, each new part of the house is born from a choice. The first expansion happened when she decided to save the part of the seeds she harvested, instead of using them all at once. That's how I built the small storage room, she said. Then came the porch, built when she learned to say no to things that didn't need to be bought. The new bedroom appeared when Lena changed habits and started walking to fetch water instead of paying for it to be brought. And the garden, oh, the garden, that was born when she began to care for her mind, learning to trust herself more than the market's promises. People said she was lucky, but Lena knew it wasn't luck. It was presence. It was conscious choice. Her house was a living metaphor. Each wall told a story. Each window showed a symbol, achievement, and everything grew in its own time, with respect for her inner rhythm. One day, a child from the village asked, Lena, why is your house so peaceful? And she replied, with a calm smile, because I built each part of it without haste, without fear, without comparing it to other houses, and every corner was made with intention. This story is also about you. Perhaps you feel that your financial house is small or fragile or behind compared to others. But the truth is that it's exactly where it needs to be. In the end, it can grow in your own time, with simple choices, with respect for your path. No matter where you are now, the next room in your house can start being built today with a small attitude, with a new thought, with a gesture of self-care. You don't need haste. You don't need perfection. Just intention. And when you least expect it, you'll look around and realize you've built a safe home inside and outside of you. Breathe deeply now and repeat mentally, I honor my rhythm. I build my house with awareness. I deserve a serene financial life. And so, with this story gently echoing, you move forward. In the next chapter, we'll make space to reconnect with the body, because money also lives in our shoulders, in our breath, in our chest, and it's time to release seeds of peace and prosperity. Now, it's time to soften even more, breathe deeper, and plant small seeds of thought, of intention, of truth. These affirmations are like drops of light gently touching the fertile soil of your mind. You can simply listen or repeat them mentally without effort, as if whispering to yourself. All that matters is that you feel the words like gentle waves in a calm lake. Ready? Let's begin. I am safe, here and now. My financial life can flourish with calm. Each small conscious choice strengthens my future. I am worthy of tranquil abundance. Money is a tool, and I am learning to use it with kindness. Feel these words touching your chest like a light blanket covering your shoulders, bringing relief, peace, presence. I release the fear of money and embrace the wisdom that comes from calm. I don't need to rush. I can walk with intention. Comparison doesn't serve me. I honor my own path. My decisions today build a serene tomorrow. Now imagine that each of these phrases is a petal falling gently onto a field of infinite possibilities. I trust in the natural flow of life. Even in challenges, I find lessons. I am capable of organizing, planning, and choosing with lightness. My value doesn't depend on the balance in my account. I am more than numbers. With each phrase, a small knot unravels. A tension in your chest dissolves. A new clarity approaches. I choose enough before wanting excess. Gratitude is my financial companion. I feel at peace with what I have and open to what will come. Everything can improve without haste. I deserve tranquility. I deserve abundance. Repeat mentally, like a sweet mantra, like a reminder from the heart. Money doesn't control me. I choose how to relate to it. I am a gardener of my financial life. And today, I am planting seeds of wisdom. Silence for a moment now. Let the phrases echo within you, like distant bells, like a breeze in the soul. There's nothing to do, nothing to resolve in this moment. Just be present, breathing, and allowing these gentle affirmations to take root. You are in a process, and it is sacred. In the next chapter, we'll enter an even quieter space of pure connection with the sounds and with the emptiness full of presence. Will you come with me? Close your eyes a little, or just soften your gaze. Breathe deeply, without haste, without effort, as if the air were caressing your skin from within. Feel time slows down. Worries dissolve like mist. There is only this moment, this instant where you allow yourself to be just you. Now, I invite you to listen. Yes, listen, not just with your ears, but with your whole body, as if every cell had secret ears. Hear the sound of rain in the distance. Each drop is a syllable whispered by nature, a liquid poem touching the ground of consciousness. Hear the leaves dancing in the wind, like secrets told by the trees. And your breath, oh, your breath, it's here, constant, gentle, silent companion to your existence. Let's breathe together now. Inhale. Feel the air enter like liquid light. And as you exhale, release everything. The weight, the haste, the stories. One more time. Inhale, expand, and exhale. Release. Now allow yourself to just be in this sacred interval between one breath and another, between one sound and the silence that embraces it. In this interval, you can rest. Let the sounds around you guide you like a river, like a hammock that sways, like invisible arms of peace. Maybe you hear the whisper of the wind through branches. Maybe the rhythmic patter of soft steps, or the gentle chime of distant bells. These sounds ask nothing of you. They only offer presence. Imagine now that you're in a forest. The ground is covered with dry leaves, and each step you take makes a soft sound, as if the earth were recognizing you, as if it were saying, you belong, you are safe here. You walk slowly, breathing, feeling. Birds sing in the distance, small, free, in no hurry to get anywhere. You hear them, and within you, a song is born, too, made of silence, of listening, of peace. Now, let's breathe again. Inhale. Imagine you're absorbing a golden sound, a sound that doesn't hurt, that doesn't pressure, it only heals. Exhale and let go of all unnecessary noise, all accumulated tension, all the haste of the world left outside. In this moment, nothing needs to happen, nothing needs to change. Everything is exactly as it should be. This chapter is like a pause in the music, that moment between one note and another that gives meaning to the melody. You are that melody, and also the pause. Now, let's just stay here a little longer with the sounds, with the breath, with the peace. You can return here whenever you want. No permission needed. No reason required. Silence is your friend. Gentle sounds are your allies, and your breath is your most faithful guide. In the next chapter, we'll listen, not to the world, but to yourself. Breathe one more time with care, and imagine that within you there's a secret space made of calm, of listening, of truth. This space is a temple, and in this temple, there's a voice, soft, gentle, your own inner voice. Today, we're going to visit it with respect, with curiosity, with love. Imagine yourself sitting in the shade of a tree, with the wind passing through the leaves, and the sound of nature wrapping around you. like an ancient song. You close your eyes and hear a question, a whispered question, as if it came from your heart. What does money mean to me? Silence, breathe, and listen to what arises, without judging, without rushing. Just listen. Maybe it's security, maybe it's freedom, maybe it's a fear or a hidden desire. Whatever comes is right. Whatever comes is a seed of clarity. Now, another question dances toward you with the lightness of a feather in the wind. What makes me anxious when I think about money? You listen and feel the sensations in your body, the images that arise, the thoughts that come like clouds. Let them pass, like leaves on a stream. You don't need to hold on. Just observe, breathe, and now, with the same sweetness, hear the next question. What do I want to build with the resources I have? It doesn't matter if they seem few or if they seem many. What matters is what you want to cultivate with them. Imagine a garden, your financial garden. You can plant dreams, experiences, tranquility, time. What seeds do you want to place in this soil? Silence for a moment and listen. The next question arrives like a breeze. What would I like my future self to tell me today? Maybe something like, you're on the right path, or trust yourself more, or it's okay to start slowly. Allow yourself to hear this voice that comes from the time yet to come and already loves you with all your choices, successes, and lessons. Breathe one more time. And now, the final question of this chapter, the one that closes the circle with lightness and intention. What can I do with kindness to move closer to financial tranquility? Just one thing. Simple, small, possible. It doesn't need to be grand. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just real. Maybe noting your expenses. Maybe saying no with more calm. Maybe talking to someone you trust. Or simply breathing before buying. Breathe now, as if planting a silent answer within your heart. You are not alone. Your inner self is always with you, ready to listen, ready to guide, with love and wisdom. This moment was a reunion, a whisper from your own being, a conversation with what you already know, but sometimes forget. Now, let's walk gently to the final chapter, the one where the future is drawn with light hands and hopeful eyes. Get comfortable, breathing slowly. Feel the air entering and leaving gently, bringing your attention to the present moment. Imagine you're holding a very special notebook, one made to hold your dreams, your hopes, and your plans for your financial future, but not a future filled with haste or worries, but one woven with calm, clarity, and kindness. This notebook has a soft cover with a gentle texture, almost like silk, inviting your fingers to glide over it slowly, savoring each touch. As you open its pages, you notice that they are blank, clean, ready to receive your thoughts and intentions without judgment. Now, with a pen that glides light as a feather, imagine you're about to make the first mark in this notebook. Don't worry about perfection, because here there are no mistakes, only authentic expressions of what you feel and desire. Think about what you'd like to build for your financial life with the simplicity and tranquility. If you'd like, start by drawing a gentle line, perhaps a path representing your journey. This path doesn't need to be straight. It can have curves, ups and downs, because financial life is like that, full of movements, changes, and lessons. Feel this path being drawn slowly, with firmness and calm. Next, imagine this line transforming into a landscape, a place where you feel safe and serene to care for your money. It could be a tranquil garden, a calm beach, or a serene forest. Choose the setting that brings you the most peace. With the pen, write a word that represents the feeling you want to cultivate when thinking about money. Maybe confidence, peace, balance, or security. Feel the meaning of this word filling your heart, expanding a welcoming space within you. Now, take a moment to think of a small financial goal, something that feels possible and kind. It doesn't need to be grand, just something that brings a sense of control and care. It could be saving a small amount, tracking daily expenses, or simply setting aside time to reflect on your financial decisions. Write this goal in your imaginary notebook, and as you do, imagine that each letter and stroke of this word is a seed planted with care. These seeds have the power to grow and bloom into positive actions, nurturing your future with patience and love. Allow yourself also to draw what you'd like to avoid in your relationship with money. Perhaps fear, anxiety, haste, or a feeling of inadequacy. Don't rush to write these feelings. Just observe them with compassion and place them gently on the paper. Imagine that at the end of the page, these emotions can be carried away by the wind, like dry leaves you gently let go. Feel how this process of expressing, drawing, writing, and imagining brings deep relief. You are creating a space within yourself to care for money in a gentle way, without demands, just with respect and self-love. Now, imagine that this notebook grows each day, page by page. Every day is a new opportunity to write, draw, and plant positive intentions. Even if there are difficult days, know that it's normal. The important thing is to always return with calm to this space of yours. Imagine that your notebook is kept in a special place within your heart, a place you can visit whenever you wish to reconnect with your tranquility and strength. As you breathe, make a silent promise to yourself. I promise to respect my time, be patient with myself, accept my limitations, and celebrate every step taken, no matter how small. This promise is a hug for your soul, a commitment to care and kindness. Now, visualize yourself gently closing the notebook, knowing it will always be there, waiting for you. The feeling that remains is one of calm and security. You are capable of designing your financial future with lightness, without haste, always caring for yourself. Breathe deeply one more time, feeling each inhalation bring a bit more tranquility, and each exhalation release any remaining tension. Feel your body relax, your mind calm, and your heart open to new possibilities. Remember, the journey with money doesn't need to be a source of anxiety. It can be a path of learning, self-awareness, and peace. In this notebook you imagined, today is your tool to transform this path into something light and positive. When you're ready, open your eyes slowly, carrying with you all this feeling of care, calm, and clarity. You are more prepared to look at your financial future with serenity and love. This chapter ends here, but your journey continues. Whenever you wish, return to your notebook, to your breath, to your calm. Thank you for being here with me, for caring for yourself with such kindness. May your future be gentle, full of light, and may you always walk with lightness. Now, I invite you to close your eyes very slowly, feeling the weight of your body supported where you are. Allow your breath to become calm, deep, like a gentle and steady rhythm that soothes your heart and mind. Let's gently recall some of the things we learned and explored together during this walk. Remember that the concept of a market economy, like a great garden where people make choices, exchange what they have, and build what they desire, is an invitation to freedom with responsibility, to cooperation with respect, and to the patient construction of your own path. You learned that money is just a tool, a bridge to reach dreams and care for what matters, and that financial tranquility is born within you, in the balance between what you earn, what you spend, and what you choose to cultivate. Imagine yourself now floating lightly like a leaf in the wind, feeling the gentle breeze that passes and clears all anxiety or doubt. This breeze is an embrace of calm, wrapping you in comfort and hope. Allow each inhalation to bring peace, and each exhalation to carry away any remaining tension. You are worthy of a kind relationship with money, made of respect, patience, and confidence. Now, while you remain in this state of quietude, know that everything that was said is carefully stored within you, like a seed that will grow when you are ready. And if anxiety ever returns, remember to come back here, to this space of silence and safety, where you can breathe and remember you are in control, you have choices, and the future can be tranquil. There's no need to rush anything. Just allow each step to be taken in your own time, with calm and self-love. The silence that follows now is an invitation for your body and mind to rest. May this pause linger as long as you need. Feel the softness of the night, the quietude of the moment, and know that you are safe, embraced, and at peace. Thank you for allowing me to share this time with you, for caring for yourself, and for embracing the path of learning and serenity. May the calm you feel now accompany you through your day, your night, and all the moments to come. When you're ready, you can open your eyes slowly, bringing with you this feeling of rest and clarity. Until next time, take care of yourself with kindness and keep walking with lightness.